Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look around the absolutely stunning Cabana Bay Hotel in Universal Orlando, Florida. Now, I stayed here a few years back and it was amazing. So if I can actually find the photos of the hotel room and the unbelievable view I had of the water park, I will do. Because I did have a Volcano Bay view and that was definitely worth it. Now, you can tell when this was filmed, but the lobby itself is massive. And it is the most Christmassy theme of all of the hotels. I think they made the biggest effort. I think this is one of the bigger hotels as well. It is enormous to walk around. All of the lobbies are huge. The places to eat are massive. The shops that we're going to have a look at is massive. And the gym itself, if you are into that kind of stuff, it's very well equipped. Now, it is basically an old school diner. It has a load of old school cars out the front, which we will be having a look at. When we get outside, I will then catch back up with myself. I can't remember what I said, but we'll catch up with myself and then we'll carry on and we'll figure out exactly how you can get to the water park and then get to City Walk as well from here. Now, all the hotel shops are very, very well stocked. Now, this is one of the largest shops of the hotel. The place that I was staying at the time I was here, which was a Sapphire Hotel, had a very, very good selection of stock. Now, this is the first time I'm watching this back in a long time, so I cannot remember what is here at the time of filming, but I am hoping that they have bits and pieces from Universal Studios and Isle of Adventure, because they've obviously got all the Harry Potter stuff in every single hotel because everybody was mad for Harry Potter. But I'm hoping they might have some Transformers bits and pieces, Simpsons bits and pieces and things like that. Now, the advantage of having the hotel, like I've said this in a couple of the other videos, is that if you can't be bothered to carry it around with you and you know it's at the hotel, you can then just pick it up from here and then take it to your hotel room, because certain places like this hotel is the longest walk to the park, I do believe, but it is the shortest to the water park. And if you have a water park room, it is amazing, because obviously what you can do is the closest to the water park, so you can leave literally as the park shuts, just walk straight in, have a shower, have a bite to eat, and you lose no time whatsoever. And if you have early access to the water park, you can do that. Then you can go off and do your bits and pieces. Then you can hit the other theme parks when it's a little bit quieter. So it's a very good mix. I would definitely stay at this hotel if you are more into your water rides, and then you can then go off to the other theme parks other than doing it the other way around, just because you can do it first thing in the morning and just before it closes. It just is so easy to get back to your hotel room. It's just within a couple of minutes walking distance. So you can see they have a huge amount of bits and pieces. So we've got all of the Simpsons stuff. I should have picked up that Duff Beer hoodie, to be honest, but I didn't. But we've got all of the different Simpsons t-shirts, and then there's lots of other merchandise that we'll be having a look at as we go around. But in the comment section below, let me know if you stayed here, or let me know if you've been to any of the Universal hotels. If you have, which one did you stay at, and obviously what did you think of it as well, because I think they are a beautiful place to be. The theming of all these places make it very, very special, and the Universal theme parks themselves, I think, are very, very well themed. That's only coming from Universal Florida. I've not seen any of the others around the world. So if you've been to any of the others, then please do let me know your thoughts and how it compares to bits and pieces that you're seeing within this video. So you can see that they do have a lot of sort of almost generic stock as well. You've got to remember where we are. So they will be selling quite a lot of swimwear, especially if you've either forgotten something. They've got your back on that, because you can just pick up some bits and pieces and then you can just jump into the Volcano Bay. But don't forget, all of the hotels also have a large swimming pool / mini water park inside their own hotel as well. So even though this is a Universal hotel, and the Universal Water Park is literally next door with its own special access from this hotel only, you still have the opportunity to go into a big bit of water in the middle, and I think that's like a little lazy river and things like that as well. Now, the big staircase takes you up to a huge bowling alley and a gym. Downstairs you have got, I think that's a Starbucks just there, and then you can see the really, really nice window display, so you can see just how big that shop is and just how wide all of it is to walk around. It is a special place, and I think I say this later on in the video as well. If I ever come back to Universal, I would love to stay in this hotel, and I would love to stay back in the Volcano Bay Hotel view room, just because it was that special to me. I'd love to go back there. All the other hotels are perfect, they're absolutely brilliant, but this one, I think I would like to stay here, even though it would be a little bit harder for me to get to Islands of Adventure for sort of early opening, just because of how far you do actually have to walk. And this is one of the only hotels that you do not have a water taxi from. So there are videos available of all different transportation, but you can walk or get the bus absolutely no problem. But Food-wise, you have different food places. This is why I do like this hotel, because you can either just grab a pizza, you can grab different bits and pieces from each thing. This is the only hotel that is like that, or you can grab a load of different snacks and drinks. So that's my kind of food, to be honest. Rather than sitting down as a restaurant feel that was at my hotel, I would much prefer just doing like a snatch and grab and then take it back into my hotel room, because I am always by myself. But you do have the opportunity to eat in the huge diner area if you wanted to, and it's very, very nice. Like I said, it is all meant to be on an old school 60s diner. It is extremely well themed, and you can just imagine what all the conference rooms are like as well. It does just keep going and going and going this way, but this is nowhere near the room that I was staying at. You actually have to walk through the hotel. All we're doing was staying right close to the entrance, which we're about to go out to in a minute. But if you were to walk through the back, you would then get to the swimming pool. You then keep walking past the swimming pool into the next section of the hotel, and then that takes you into the two newer pieces as well. So you can see everything that's down here. So we're still just walking in a straight line from when we first came in, and we've not gone up to the second tier, and we've not even gone in to the hotel as such. We've just stayed at the front because it's just a way you can get around. You can obviously explore the hotels to a certain degree without a room card key, because obviously they want you to buy bits and pieces. You can buy a drink, you can eat in this hotel as well if you wanted to. So I could have easily have come here and then just eaten a pizza on the way back home if I wanted to. Thinking about it, that's probably what I should have done, but it is what it is. Now, up here, you've got the bowling alley, and then you've got the gym. Now, what I do like about this hotel as well, not the fact that it's got a gym, my hotel had a gym, is if you wanted to, with regards to the hotels that do have a gym, you can go in there and use the showers. And if you've already checked out of your room, you can use the showers, and then you can then obviously get on the plane fresh, especially if you've got a late flight back. So you can see the big old bowling alley, and it has a games room in here as well. So you've got this games room looks a lot bigger than the one that I did in my hotel walk around. It's very, very impressive. All they are now is you go up to a little machine, you basically put credits on a card, and then you can then just go from there. So it's all hands-free now, because obviously they're COVID regulations, so everything is changed, and then you can just have a bit of fun in there. Elevators take you absolutely everywhere. Then the other thing that I like is, if I'm gonna walk straight past it and not look at it, but the merchandise and bits and pieces on this side of the wall, there's lots and lots of history to look at as well, which I really do like. And they also had that in the hotel itself, but you can just see this hotel is on a much larger scale. Now, bearing in mind, in the price range of the Universal hotels, this is classed as their budget hotel. So if you were to book the hotel, this would be one of the cheaper hotels to book, and I think it is worth every single penny. Obviously, if you want to get different rooms, then you're going to pay a little bit more. I wanted the park view room because I wanted to be up and away from sort of almost where the swimming pool is, because it could be a little bit noisy, but I don't think it would be. I think it'd be absolutely fine. As we carry on spinning around, that is where you can actually go and shower, and you've got the restrooms just within that area where we were just panning around just there. And then you've got the bit of the gym as well. Now, the gym is an amazing space. So there's loads and loads of space within here. It's got everything and anything that you'd want in there, and you can see it says it's 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So if you are an early bird, you can just get in there, and it was open, so you could just go in there and have a look-see. So that was nice and simple. All the machinery that you want in there, and you can see that you've got a lot of statues and a lot of history of individuals. So it's old school 60s bodybuilders, I do believe, and it's pretty cool to see. So this is actually based on a actual person. You can see the rules and regs just on the side, so obviously you wipe everything down. It's not a man thing, you don't have PTs or anything dumbing around there, but just to stop and read all of this kind of stuff, it's pretty cool. You've got all the old actual trophies, and it's just a yeah, it's a really nice thing, because up around in the bit that I was staying at, it had sort of all the pictures and posters and the lifts and things like that. And obviously all the machines are really nicely spread out. And you've got all sorts of like different old school equipment, and again more bodybuilding sort of trophies and things up there, and just old photographs. And it's a real life couple, I do believe. Big dumbbell section, and then you've got a fitness suite room, and you've got all the mirrors and things. And then you can see there, look, on the top on the TV, you've got the old school trainer doing some different bits and pieces if you wanted to. There were some chairs on the floor, and still to this day, I have absolutely no idea why there's 4 chairs looking at that TV, unless it's for people to sit down and follow what is on that TV screen. But if you know, let me know. That's the only thing I do not know about this little bit, is why that was there. But you can see all of the different bits and pieces, all the machinery and everything like that. I think everything was working, all bar one or two bits and pieces, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's one of those where it gets battered on a regular basis, so if any of the cables or anything start to shear off, they can just easily fix them and get everything done. But you can see, good size space. But as a normal thing with a big hotel like this, I would imagine it would be busier first thing in the morning before people go to the parks. That's why it's open really, really early doors. Some of the hotels I think might have a sauna and things in there as well. My one did, so I did actually use that. It was a really, really nice thing. So it's quite a big area. So the gym, the gym at my hotel, I don't think was as big as that. It might have been, but maybe not as spacey, but it did have a nice little area where you could obviously get changed and then sort of shower and do all the other little bits and pieces. And again, in here, I don't think I could figure out how to get in there. I should have just pulled the other door. But you can see that's where the bowling alley is, and you've got all the other little bits and pieces in there, and it looks like a really, really nice big space. I would imagine it's locked because it's not open at that point during the day. So I don't think there was any members of staff in there, so I'm not too sure when that all kicked off. So I can't remember what time of day this is. But again, if you are thinking of staying at any of the hotels, hunt down all the different videos within this playlist, or just leave a comment below and I'll just link the easiest video for you to find, because I have gotten a playlist for different accommodations around the world, and I have tried to keep all of the American bits and pieces together, but they've not been uploaded in the best of orders because a lot of the files decided to go missing, and I'm still trying to find some bits and pieces. I know, heart bleeds. So we're near enough outside. I think I'm going to catch up with myself sooner rather than later, and like I said, I have no idea what I'm about to say. In the background, that is a different hotel. We have looked at that one. That is literally the opposite side of the road to this, and that links in to the Volcano Bay as well, but you have to walk into the main entrance of Volcano Bay, whereas you've got your own special entrance on here. The only thing is that if you did want a picture outside the front of Volcano Bay, you would actually have to go the other way, because you don't have the really nice frontage and the signage if you take the sort of special way. But very, very soon I'm going to go quiet and I'm going to catch back up with myself. I really do love that hotel, really, really do. If I come back, I will have to stay back there. It's such a nice thing. You know, the size of that lobby with all the Christmas trees, it was definitely the most Christmassy feel I've had walking around any of the hotels so far. Now, as I probably just said in the voiceover, that is where you pick up your bus from. So there's multiple places that you can get to, and like I've also said in the voiceover, we will be walking back to how you find the City Walk path as well. Now, I didn't even know when I came here in 2019 that I could actually walk to the parks. I just always got on that coach and it took you right round to the very, very front of the Universal parks. This way will actually take you somewhere completely different, but the video will end with us finding the City Walk. But there are lots and lots of City Walk videos available, so you can learn how you can get round and loop it about. It is probably the furthest walk from any hotel though, so that's, if you want a nice loop and a nice walk, then obviously crack on and you can go for a nice hunt down after, because we're basically in the center of the hotel, but you do have your own private access to Volcano Bay. Now, if I had my swim stuff with me, I could ask and see if I can get through this way. I think you need a room key, but I don't know if my hotel room key would class and count as this to working. But it's all the way down this way. We've got to walk past all the rest of the hotel, and then you can just get there. So you don't actually need a bus or anything. It's very well signposted to pick you up from any of these. So the further you are staying within the hotel, so I stayed in one of the two tall buildings here, so the walk wasn't too far from me. But obviously I can't cut through the hotels, I don't have a key or anything like that, nor would I, because I'm not actually staying here. Just film the lobby and the shop and everything, then come back out. But you've got two different types of rooms. The room with the glass just up there, you get an amazing view of the Volcano Bay pool. You do have to request for that room though. It is a little bit more, but it is definitely worth the extra sort of £10–15 a night, just because of the view that you get. But it does mean that you are if you were to jump out your window, you would actually land in the pool. Don't. It's not advisory at all, but it does mean the further you are this way, the longer you got to walk back to get the bus, and then you're really, really far away from the city walkway entrance, let alone then having to walk all the way around to the actual city walk. So if you are thinking of booking one of these rooms in this enormous building here, where both of these buildings give you a fantastic view of the park itself, then I would obviously highly recommend you doing it, but you've got to bear in mind how far it is that you've got to come back. Now, if you were in the other building, which is further down that way, you actually snake it through and all the way behind. But we are at your special checkpoint now. So this is where you would walk down to. Like I said, if I had my swim stuff with me, I could have gone in there for an hour or two and then gone back up to the park, but by the time I've done all the bits and pieces I want to do in the park, I would have ran out of time. But you've got your exit only to the right, that's your entrance, you go through the security, and you've got your own private walkway to the actual front, and then obviously you pick it back up again and come back out. Now, if you are staying at this end, we will now walk all the way back to the other side, and we'll pick up where the city walk is, and then that's where the video will finish. But this is something that you need to think of, because this would be the walk that you would do either around the front or cutting through the centre of all the buildings. Like I said, I had no idea I could do this. I didn't realise that you could have just gone and walked this way, because I probably would have done it once. So a little bit further up, I cut a little bit out because I don't want to bore you too much with the walk, but we will get to the front entrance, and from the front entrance, that is basically where you can hop on and jump on the bus, which I was doing religiously. And the big difference with staying here is that because the water park is literally on your doorstep, and you get early access to the water park as well, you could do that first, get on absolutely anything and everything you wanted to, and then get into the main parks by 11, and then just spend the rest of the day there, or do it the opposite way around, and then in the evening when it's lovely and warm still, just jump in the water park, or come back from the park at lunch when it's super hot, just chill out in the lazy river for a little while. And because the park and city walk closes a lot later than Volcano Bay, you then got the opportunity of either going back, or you can just chill out in your hotel room, because you can see just how many options of food there are to eat at this place. I know that little bit was a little bit quick, so hopefully I was clever enough to actually pause it so we could have a look at, but I think this actually has the best selection of food as well, because obviously it's not really a sat down menu. Obviously if you wanted more of a restaurant type feel, that's not what's here. It's very sort of just simple and easy, which is I love that kind of thing. The restaurant with me, I've got like as much teeny tiny place compared to that, where it's still got everything you need to get your drinks and things, but then if you want more of a meal, that is downstairs, and that's much more of a proper restaurant type style, whereas that's obviously meant for a diner feel. We can see just how many buses that there are. Now this bus, I do believe, if you wanted to, you can just go straight to the one park. If you were coming back from the water park, it will then drop you off at more than one hotel depending on what was before it. So you might find that you actually go to the over the road first and then you come here, because that's what happened with me at my hotel. So they might pair them up a little bit, but apart from that, you basically have your own private bus service through. Now we need to get over to the other side, because we can either loop it around. I won't risk walking on the road. I don't know what the rules are, so I better not get kicked out of the country. But this is obviously the Cabana Bay. That's where we walked out of. So that's how far that walk is from the front. But obviously remember, depending on where you're staying, will make a massive difference. With the main entrance is just there to the right hand side, and then we will stop it here and just catch up on the other side. Right, so that is the entrance done and passed. I had to turn it off because I know the song's copywritten, and it's just an absolute nightmare. So there's one of the buses that are pulling off. That's taking you to, it just says Universal Parks, because it actually doesn't take you to one or the other gate. So that's another difference with this, is you have perfect access to the water park, which I am very, very jealous of because it's such an amazing water park. But that bus will take you to the front entrance of City Walk, so you've got to walk up, I do believe, a good few flight of stairs. Then you've got to go through security. Then you've got a bit of a walk down in a straight line before you get to City Walk, and then you've got to walk through City Walk and then pick and choose if you're going to go right or left to either one of the parks. Whereas my walk, or forget the walk, the actual riverboat, because that's my type of transportation, will take me into the very, very centre of the City Walk, and then obviously I can then pick and choose which park I want to go to. But if I am walking from the hotel, which is what you would be doing right now, going this way, it takes directly to the front door of the park, and it would do the same thing for you, because you would meet up on the same bit of park, but it's just a lot longer walk. But like I said, we'll find where it does say. There's a sign just back there which said City Walk and theme parks with an arrow, so again it's well signposted. Apart from I just never, because I stayed at the other end of the hotel last time I was here, I never came up this way, because I only ever walked up to as far as to get the bus. Didn't even look to think to see if there's a map or anything, which I kind of regret a little bit, because I know the walk would have been quite nice on certain days, because it was very, very hot when I was here last. But there is a bridge over there, so if you spot the lady that's in the pink top, that's walking up the flight of stairs just up there, so potentially if you're this end of the hotel it might not be too bad. But if you're at the very, very far end of the hotel, where you're looking at the water park, for example, it might be a bit different with regards to how far you've got to walk, because obviously you've got to walk all the way from the water park bit, you've got to come all the way down this way. So if you're in room 1147, for example, you could just come straight out here, come up these flights of stairs, then you can join City Walk, which would be this bit just here, and then it sort of spreads out and goes into different ways. But it's one of those that you just got to kind of figure it out for yourself. Now I would carry on taking you for a walk, but I'm already halfway through filming the actual City Walk, which I'm going to continue now this is finished. So if you want to see more of City Walk and what this bit entails, coming off the Cabana Bay Hotel, obviously like I said that links to the Volcano Bay, then hunt it down in the playlist. There's multiple playlists of there's multiple playlists and videos available of all of the Universal parks, all of City Walk and everything like that. I've tried to do as much as I can on the week that I have been here. But guys, hopefully you found it helpful. Drop us a comment below if you stayed here before, and how does this hotel compare to any others that are on site. I love this hotel massively. I would definitely want to stay back over there again at least one more time in my lifetime if possible. But let us know if it's helpful, let us know what your thoughts and what you're thinking. But if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.